so much more
than an energy company.
We are connectors,
community protectors,
and clean energy leaders.
We are
job creators,
friends and neighbors,
stewards of your dollars and savings.
Yes, we
are so much more.
We are the energy
behind your everyday,
and we are
obsessively,
relentlessly
at your service.
I want a drink,
and I want this free,
and I want this awesome ATV. I can't get enough
of winning free stuff.
Casey's just gave me these, 'cause we won the Casey's sweepstakes, the Summer of Freedom sweepstakes.
Shop with Casey's Rewards for a chance to win free pizza, gas, and getaways all summer long.
We won the Casey's sweepstakes, the Summer of Freedom sweepstakes.
Here in the heartland, at the heart of everything cool, Greater Des Moines is more than its features. It's a feeling. A feeling of discovery and wonder everywhere you turn. Catch what you've been missing. Des Moines, the S's are silent, our city is booming.
Sometimes people who seem to know everything.
Dental insurance costs a fortune and it covers nothing.
Don't. For instance, personal plans from Delta Dental cut the cost of many procedures in half. So be careful what you hear.
How important are teeth anyway?
Get the facts. Contact Delta Dental about saving with personal dental plans today.
It's a great day for soccer. Good afternoon and welcome to County Soccer Complex in Des Moines, Iowa, the home of the Girls State Soccer Tournament presented by Iowa Farm Bureau. I'm Eric Zamora, and in just a moment, we'll have the matchup between the Council Bluffs Abraham Lincoln Lynx and the Dowling Catholic Maroons. It is the 2 and the 7 seed matchup in Class 3A right here on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy. And we had a fantastic matchup here in the game just before on Field 6. It was also the 2-7 matchup with Waverly Shellrock advancing past North Scott by a score of 2-1. The Council Bluffs Abraham Lincoln squad comes in with a record of 15-3, and obviously, as their name would entail, they come up from the west side of the state. Council Bluffs, Dowling Catholic, a short jaunt, as they are a Des Moines Metro school. The Lynx come in with a record of 15-3. The Maroons a record of 12-5, and we certainly want to take a look at some of the players to watch, and really we can take this opportunity to look at how these teams got here. For Dowling Catholic, the squad, as I mentioned, with a record of 12-5, they were the Region 5 champions, and they defeated Des Moines Roosevelt 3-1. Back on the 26th and the 24th in the regional tournament, they were victorious over Southeast Polk by a score of 2-0. The record may not seem as impressive with a record of 12-5, but a tough schedule, as 4 of the 5 losses were to teams that ended up qualifying for state. Meanwhile, on the other side, Council Bluffs Abraham Lincoln with a record of 15-3. They were the Region 1 champions, defeating Sioux City West, and it wasn't a close contest. They won that game by a score of 6-1. Again, on the 26th and on the 24th, they defeated Sioux City East by a score of 10-0. So through postseason play, they really haven't been tested. Victorious by a aggregate of 16-1 the score, and a high-powered offense that is based really all over the place, but it starts with Hannah Schimmer. The senior got 41 goals and 11 assists on the campaign, although Liberty Bates adds in 12 goals, Piper McGuire with 11, and Abby Evers and Paige Brocker each add in 8. And as we talk about the starting lineups here in a matter of moments, even more impressive that Brocker has 8 goals and 17 assists. Those 17 lead her squad. She's also a fullback. For Dowling Catholic, they are paced by Meredith Schultz with 13 goals and 6 assists, although a couple of players just behind in goals. Ella Anlicker and Julia Moore each have 12, and Moore has 13 helpers on the season. Let's go ahead and take a look at how these teams are going to look organizationally, and they're very similar. Both running a 4-3-3, and with Dowling Catholic, it starts in net with Emma Gipple wearing number 1. They go with 4 defense, left to right, Chase Flory, Abby Galloway, Josie Patton, and Sarah Moore. Petra Knupp is the defensive halfback with Ella Anlicker on the left, Meredith Schultz on the right, and then their 3 attackers are Anna 80 on the left, Lauren Linkletter on the right, and Julia Moore up top. Almost the exact same formation for Council Bluffs Abraham Lincoln. They've got Savannah Vanderwerf as the goalkeeper. Isabel Kane is your left fullback with Paige Brocker and Megan Elam, the center backs, and Lexi Mayo is the right fullback. Trista Baker, the defensive halfback, with Jasmine Martinez Rangel on her left, Abby Evers on her right, then Piper McGuire is the left attacker, with Hannah Schimmer, the right striker, and Liberty Bates will be the center striker. A little bit different of a format and a lineup than you typically see in other portions of the world. In a lot of European and South American soccer, you see more of a defensive mindset. A lot of times you'll see a 4-4-2, maybe even a 5-4-1 or a 4-5-1, but the American game very much about offense, about putting a lot of players up top, and that is exactly what we will see today with both teams going with a 4-3-3 formation. We will take a quick break, and we will be back to set the stage. You're watching the 2022 Girls State Soccer Tournament presented by Iowa Farm Bureau. Up next, it's Dowling Catholic versus Council Bluffs Abraham Lincoln on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
We
are
We are so much more
than an energy company.
We are connectors.
Community protectors.
And clean energy leaders.
We are
Job creators.
Friends and neighbors.
stewards of your dollars and savings.
Yes, we.
We are so much more.
We are the energy.
Behind your everyday.
And we are
Obsessively.
Relentlessly.
At your service.
It's Fairway Family Food.
Name one reason more people choose to shop at Fairway.
Lower prices.
Name something that Fairway is famous for.
The best meat in town.
Survey says!
Don't play games with your food. Shop Fairway for the best meat in town.
With lower prices and higher quality, everyone's a winner at Fairway.
Until next time, this is Fairway Family Food.
In Iowa, we all play by the same rules. Hard work pays off, practice makes perfect, success is something you earn, and teamwork helps us all be winners. The Iowa Pork Producers Association is proud to support statewide high school athletics. Because on our team and on yours, what we bring to the table is what brings us all together. Learn more about our commitment to Iowa at iowapork.org.
Zamora with you here on this broadcast of the Girls State Soccer tournament presented by Iowa Farm Bureau and the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy. And before we begin today's game, we'd like to once again thank Iowa Farm Bureau, proud title sponsor of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union, for their support. The Iowa Farm Bureau has an office located in each and every of Iowa's 99 counties. We'd like to thank the offices listed on your screen for their support of the two teams playing in our game today. Thank you, Iowa Farm Bureau, for supporting the IGHSAU and the Iowa Girl. We are 90 seconds away from the PA announcers giving the lineups. What they will do is they will start with the visiting Dowling Catholic Maroons, and they will go through the lineup numerically with all the non-starters. They will then do the same for Council, and the assistant coaches. They will then switch to Council Bluffs, Abraham Lincoln, their non-starters and assistant coaches. We'll go back and hear the Dowling Catholic Maroons starters and head coach, and same thing with the Lynx. The two squads are a very interesting matchup from this standpoint. Normally, when you see a 2-7 matchup, your first thoughts are, well, one of these teams is going to be heavily favored. And I don't think that's necessarily the case, simply because at this level, sometimes it's hard to tell. They don't have a lot of common opponents. And the glaring thing that jumps out, again, for Dowling Catholic is they come in with a record of 12-5. 12-5. A record not nearly as impressive as 15-3. But I think a lot of that has to do with the competition. You take a look at Dowling Catholic, and they've lost to Ankeny Valley, Collinsville High, Waukee Northwest, and Ankeny Centennial. So they went through a gauntlet. We will go ahead and listen in to the PA call of the two teams here on Field 6.
Let's meet the teams. First, the non-starters for the visiting team, Dowling Catholic. Number 3, Sophia Provenza. Number 5, Anna Recker. Number 6, Allison Capola. Number 7, Lauren Schrader. Number 9, Maria Adey. Number 10, Charlotte Carmichael. Number 17, Olivia Strang. Number 20, Abby Cole. 20, Allison Zaley. Assistant coaches, Dennis Tapman, Adam Williams, and Davey Eichels. The non-starters for the home team, Council Bluffs, Abraham Lincoln. Number 3, Aubrey Lee. Number 4, Ella Hansen. Number 5, Allison Smith. And Aubrey McCumber. Number 12, Mackenzie Kawaman. Number 13, Haley Stanton. Number 14, Emma Lee. Number 15, Taylor Ferguson. Number 16, Sylvia Stott. Number 19, Stephanie Smith. Number 22, Liliana Bates. Number 25, Natalie Simons. Number 0, Shelby Lee. The assistant coaches, Kelsey Shaney, Madison Sola. Now let's meet the starters for Dowling Catholic. Number 2, Chase Flory. Number 11, Sarah Moore. Number 12, Lauren Linkletter. Number 13, Anna Adey. Number 15, Josie Patton. Number 18, Meredith Schultz. Number 19, Ella Anlicker. Number 21, Petra Canup. Number 22, Abby Galloway. Number 23, Julia Moore. And number 1, Emma Gipple. Head coach for Dowling Catholic, John Pearson. And now your starters for Council Bluffs Abraham Lincoln. Number 1, Savannah Vanderwerf. Number 6, Isabella Kane. Number 7, Lexi Mayo. Number 11, Jasmine Martinez Rangel. Number 17, Hannah Schimmer. Number 18, Piper McGuire. Number 20, Liberty Bates. Number 21, Abby Evers. Number 23, Megan Elam. Number 24, Trista Baker. And number 37, Paige Rocker. Head coach for Council Bluffs Abraham Lincoln is Robbie Miller. Our officials for today's game, the referee, Aaron Larson. First assistant referee, Joe Speezy. Second assistant referee, Dalton Christensen. Fourth official, Sanad Mirzalak. Good luck to both teams, and let's play some championship soccer.
And we welcome you back into the broadcast here of the girls' 3A quarterfinal matchups. For those who are unfamiliar with the format, the quarterfinals all played on all three classes here on Tuesday. On Thursday, we'll have the semifinals, and Saturday is Championship Saturday, with the squads having an opportunity to play every other day, rest and rehydrate, and important all years, but there have certainly been some years where it has been a rough go of it with the weather. Mother Nature actually doing a nice job of cooperating this afternoon to this point. Warm, but some gusts of wind that haven't been too bad to affect play too much, and also have been cooling at times. The two squads are set with Dowling Catholic in the white jerseys, white numerals outlined in maroon, and their netminder, Emma Gipple, in the baby blue jersey. They will go from left to right here this first half. And Council Bluffs Abraham Lincoln in the blue jerseys, or blue on the back with a maroonish half on the front, white numerals on both sides, blue shorts and socks. They will go from right to left. Very Barcelona-esque, the look of the Lynx, and they will have the opening kickoff. We do go 40 minutes to the second. It is not a up-counting clock where there is stoppage time added, but like American sports, down counting. We'll start with 40 minutes up on the board, and that does come into play at the end of each half with goals needing to be registered in time. We actually had a score change on the last game we had, as Waverly Shellrock took a shot in the closing seconds that it looked like they didn't count, but going back and checking the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union website and Soccer State Tournament Central, they actually credited our last game Casey's player of the game, Macy Smith, with a second goal, and called that one a 3-1 final for Waverly Shellrock. At the time, it rang off the crossbar and down. We thought that they had not counted it as a goal, and it was a 2-1 finish. This is headed by Dowling Catholic, and going up the line, giving pressure, there was Lauren Linkletter. May take me a little while to pick out some of the numerals, as they're a little bit harder to see on the Dowling Catholic side. That first header by Anlicker, the sophomore. A collision, and looking like the winner there was Knupp. Knupp, one of the two captains designated for the Dowling Catholic squad with the armbands. Played deep to the Lynx, and they'll play it up the line. Quick one touch, try to go up the right side of the pitch, and it pinballs around and stays in play. Punched forward and run onto. By the time we track down the Lynx player running on, it was Shimmer who looked offside, but not when it was first struck. This will settle down for Shimmer. Shimmer tries a left-footed shot, and walking that to her keeper is Dowling Catholics. I don't have a 14 listed. We'll have to check in on that in a moment. That will take a deflection. Settle down, a left-footed shot attempt. Stepping up was Liberty Bates. And played up the line by Josie Patton. To Linkletter up the line. And good pressure there by Brocker. The Lynx will cut against the grain and now feed it out to the left side. Looking for a pass up to Shimmer. Shimmer will run onto it. She's got some space, and converging on her is Quammen. Centering pass. Caught up and cleared. And this one is out of harm's way. I believe that Sarah Moore, wearing 14, was listed in the program as 11. That might be for a different set of jerseys. Down the line it goes. The reason I say that is because Moore, I was explained, would be their right fullback, and she'll look to take another throw-in. Down the line goes Moore. Chested down. Looking to break things up was Isabel Kane. Brocker makes her presence known and comes up with a steal. Pokes it ahead. Shimmer will give chase, and booting that away, Josie Patton. Patton, a senior fullback. They keep it alive. Tangled up, and we're going to have a foul called against Council Bluffs. That will set up Dowling Catholic for a free kick early in the contest. Just about 3.5 minutes gone by to this point. No score. And we'll keep an eye on the other fields. And if we've got any scores to bring for you, we certainly will. As this one is off the mark, will be a goal kick. Over on Field 9, the 1 seed, West Des Moines Valley, taking on Muscatine. That's the one field that we can't see their scoreboard. Over on Field 8, number 4 seed, Waukee Northwest, taking on number 5, Ankeny Centennial. And not yet underway on Field 7 will be number 3, Ankeny, taking on number 6, Pleasant Valley. That one's got about 4 minutes before they introduce the teams. Shimmer with a great through ball played to her, but Patton will get there first. Patton comes away with it, makes the simple play to Moore. Moore has time and feeds it up the line. Deflected, and a quick touch there by Anliker. Now, Moore to Linkletter. Linkletter goes up the line and trying to connect there with Julia Moore. And I don't know if there's a familial relation there or not. This has popped up a couple of times by heads of Lynx players, finally brought back down to earth and cleared deep. Moore steps up, feeds to Patton. Patton uses her left foot and exits stage right. Run onto by Moore, screaming across the bow. Knocked out of bounds and last off of the Maroons. We have a quick Lynx throw-in. Shimmer tries to turn the corner and can't. Maroons play it to the right side. Stolen away. Played up the line. Patton slows it down, holds it, And hands off for Galloway. Galloway plays it to the right side. Trying to track that one down was Linkletter off of her. And just about 6 minutes gone by here in a scoreless first half. Throw in taken by the Lynx's Kane. Kane wearing the right captain's armband. For a second, I wasn't 100% sure. That wasn't just a red and white shirt underneath that was showing through. There's a little bit of contact. The officials say play on. Stolen at midfield. Nice job by the center referee to matrix his way out of that one. Cross into the box, and wasting no time jumping on that is Emma Gipple. Gipple, a senior, 7 goals allowed on the season, 26 saves, a .981 goals against average coming into this afternoon's affair. 33-10 on the clock when that rolls out of bounds. And despite the fact that it was kicked by a Dowling Catholic player, it deflected off of someone from Council Bluffs, so says the officials, and we will have, no, not a throw-in called, but indicating a little bit of contact, so we will have a Maroons free kick. That'll get into the box, popped up, 50-50 battle, neither really winning that, kind of a true 50-50, they just popped it up. Settling it down, and they've got Patton as an outlet, but Galloway advances it up to her center midfielders. Crossing over to the right, Anlicker wastes no time, plays hot potato, and gets rid of it up for Julia Moore. Stolen away, played deep, played over to Anlicker, who cuts inside. Tries to get that past Brocker, and in a way does, but it takes a deflection off of the Lynx fullback. Turning on it, and they'll feed it over for Shimmer. Patton with a touch and has it stripped away. Shimmer has 2 to beat, gets stuffed with that first attempted back pass as Abby Evers was her intended target, goes with plan B and crosses it. Played over, and Dowling Catholic looking for a clearance. Anlicker cuts to the inside. Brocker gets back in time and is shaken up on the play. She'll hop up and hobble back and get set defensively. Looked like a 50-50 ball that they both hit at the same time, and Brocker maybe a little bit shook up, getting the worst of it. But good to see her back in action and able to continue playing. And some contact, and which way will this go? I think the official's going to get in and talk to both of them. It's going to be a call against Abraham Lincoln. And so we've got a free kick coming up for Dowling Catholic. The one thing, as we have an injury substitution that I'm kicking myself doing, had an opportunity to speak with both coaching staffs, talked with them about pronunciations, about formation, starting lineup, but forgot to ask if either side had any players who were going to be wearing different numerals. So we're not 100% sure on all these, but I believe 14 is Sarah Moore, listed as 11, and 24 is Julia Moore, listed on the roster as 23, but again, they don't have a 24 or a 14 listed on their rosters, and that would make even more sense because I now see that there are 2 players for Dowling Catholic listed as 23, Danae Forbes and Julia Moore, but I believe Moore wearing 24. And good to see the player able to get up and off the pitch with a little bit of help from the training staff, at least to get up. She's able to get off on her own accord. And the stopped clock is at 30:44 remaining in a scoreless first half. It's going to be from a tough angle. Well in the corner where the two players jostling. The issue, though, is that it's deep. And we're actually going to have a restart as a drop ball between the two squads. Not a free kick. That will pinball off of both players. And Anlicker centers into the box, defended well by the Lynx. They played up the line. Good clearance. And anytime we've seen that ball played up, Hannah Schimmer has gotten a little bit extra jolt there, as she knows anything played really in the offensive half, she has the potential with the speed to get under it. We've had 10 minutes go by here and still looking for our first score, looking for our first Kruger Seeds corner kick, and we've yet to even have an IMT Insurance substitution. And just as I say that, we'll have fresh bodies onto the pitch for Council Bluffs Abraham Lincoln. Today's substitutions are brought to you by IMT Insurance. Learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at imtins.com. Flicked off the side of the heel and stepping up. Big clearance there. And Dowling Catholic surrenders the restart. Another nice flick. This is Liberty Bates, who used the outside of her right heel to pop that one up over her head and to herself. Tried to run onto it from there and defended well by the Maroons. Couple of players from each side not really able to do much. They were kind of putzing around with it when a big clearance by the Lynx that set the table, but able to defend was Gipple, who ran onto it. Running onto a great setup and coming across. That's defended well by the Lynx into the corner. Ella Anlicker with a nice outlet pass that really got things going. We're going to have a defensive foul called against the Lynx. And I believe that was Haley Quayman who was called for it. Anlicker. And tries to go the direct route, had players on the backside. Instead of trying to cross there, she had near side, upper 90 pegged, and that kind of curled away from the net off target. So we will have a goal kick, and Anlicker raises the boot. Had there been players closer to her, it certainly would have been likely whistled down for a dangerous high kick, but she had enough separation there where the official keeps his whistle at his side despite some protest from fans in attendance. We're going to have a throw-in coming up for the Maroons. 12 and a half gone by. A Maroons player cuts inside and gets tangled up, and I'll be honest, I didn't have the greatest line of sight with some fans in front of me, but from here it looked like she kind of tripped herself more than the Council Bluffs player, but that's why the official is where he is with a better vantage point than I. It sets up a free kick, deflects off of a player and out of bounds, and we'll have a goal kick as the restart. Once again, another IMT Insurance substitution. Learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at imtins.com. Goal kick gets ball back in play, up the right side, and kind of slips into no man's land past one wave of players and in front of a second, including Liberty Bates, who is trying to advance that for the Lynx. Up to Shimmer. Shimmer, 2 touches, a third to set herself, and feeds it down the line for Jasmine Martinez Rangel. Rangel with a left-footed shot, and it's gobbled up by Emma Gipple. Gipple on her line, not looking to come out and cut down the angle because she trusted that her defense would prevent a shot from in tight. And because she was back on her line, she was able to get that one that was off the foot of Martinez Rangel that had far side upper 90 written all over it. Jasmine with 4 goals and 3 assists on the season, and that would have been the biggest one to this portion of the campaign. 25-25 left in the first one. That is struck up to Martinez Rangel, a big first step, and it turns it over. And Anliker heads that forward for the Maroons. Unable to catch up to that is Shimmer. And now on the restart is Sarah Moore. Moore waits, tosses, and that is headed down. Getting a noggin on it was Liliana Bates. Tracking down from the left side, played out by Galloway. And we'll have more IMT Insurance substitutions. To this point in the contest, the Lynx have been a little more diligent in getting fresh bodies onto the field. So a throw-in coming from the right side for the Lynx. And they'll get that into the chest of Bates. That's Liliana. It will be played out of bounds, and we will have a throw-in on the way. Up and over. A little bit of bodying going on by both sides. And the Maroons come away with the ball and play it out of bounds. Hey fans, Central College has a tuition price less than $18,600. That means the college experience that opens doors for a lifetime is now more affordable than ever. Scholarships are still available. Apply today at central.edu. Anliker shoulders that down. A teammate helps clear it. And I would say at this point, the two teams in the feeling out process, but I'd say they're starting to get a little more comfortable, a little more understanding of what the other brings, and I expect we're going to see a few more chances taken in the next 23 minutes than we saw in the first 17, as there's always a little bit of, well, I shouldn't say always, but typically a little bit of state tournament jitters and a little bit of waiting to see what the other team brings. And as much as we as fans sometimes think, okay, well, this is a 2-7 seed matchup or a 1-8 seed matchup, everybody knows if you've made it to this point of the season, you respect your opponent. You know that they bring a lot to the table. And here it's been actually pretty evenly matched as far as possession. Maybe a little advantage in the possession game to the Maroons, but a little more advantage in scoring quality chances to Council Bluffs. The Lynx with a throw-in coming up. It's Kane. Kane goes backwards, and a left-footed cross coming from Bates. Scooped up by Gipple, no problem for the keeper, and she'll elect to toss that out to her left. The Maroons coming up that far sideline, and the Maroons initiate a little bit of contact there. The official says play on. Things will slow down for a moment, poked away, settle down for White. The Maroons will switch fields. And track down, they'll play it back to the fullback. Moore ahead for Anliker, who swings it outside on a one-touch. Tries to get it right back. Stolen away by Evers. Long pass ahead and on for Liberty Bates. Bates has it stripped away. So what we've seen is a different style between these two teams. 21-10 left to go in the half. Dowling Catholic is much more methodical. They try to get down the field in smaller passes, more precise, whereas Council Bluffs is really looking for those long outlet home run passes. They know that they've got the speed, that if they can send a ball through, if they can get one of their stars up top to catch up to it, it can really create issues for Dowling Catholic. We again see that patented outside heel flick move attempted, and called for contact is Liberty Bates. I think Bates and the Lynx coaching staff's complaint there is that, yeah, it probably was too much contact, but they feel that the other side has gotten away with similar activity. The subs are held at bay, as that's not an opportunity to make a substitution. Patton swings it out right, looking to track it down, and doing so is Linkletter. And we've reached the halfway point of the first half, still no score. Anliker charges in like a bull in a china shop and pinballs the ball off of a couple of different players, knocked out of bounds, and now all those players who had been patiently waiting will get an opportunity to come onto the pitch with an IMT insurance substitution. Learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at imtins.com. 19:30 left to go in a scoreless first half. We play two 40-minute halves. Down to the second. And the restart is a throw-in coming off of the hands of Sarah Moore. A through ball, checking over her shoulder is Chase Flory, and gets it to the edge, not out. Shimmer fires, and it's off the post. A rebound left there, and gobbled up by Patton. Shimmer nearly scores the opening goal, and then the rebound goes right to one of her teammates. Meanwhile, Dowling Catholic gets a clearance from Anna Recker. First, it looked like Shimmer was going to have a goal, then was going to have an assist off of a Piper McGuire goal, but McGuire couldn't get her shot through as it was blocked. This one is sent towards the net. It takes a bounce, and the netminder, Vanderwerf, the sophomore, has to leap up and pop that to herself. She gathers it, and the positive for Council Bluffs Abraham Lincoln is that we have not heard Savannah Vanderwerf's name called hardly at all in the broadcast, simply because they haven't asked too much of her to this point. 18:05 left to go in the first. As we take a look across the Des Moines scene and the James County Soccer Complex, we see no score over on Field 7. That is Ankeny and Pleasant Valley, and the winner of that matchup will take on the winner of our game. And it looks like with 13:45 left to go in the first half, Waukee Northwest and Ankeny Centennial are deadlocked at 1 apiece. Meanwhile, the 1 seed, West Des Moines Valley, is in a dogfight, 2-1. They lead Muscatine at the half. That is the lone game we can't see the scoreboard for, but thankfully we've got the app, and Randy Nielsen, our engineer and producer, helping us bring that score to the audience. Cutting back to her right foot is Quammen, ahead for Shimmer. Shimmer tries to slip around Galloway, and easier said than done. Both going for a 50-50 ball. It caroms off of Galloway and gathered by Dowling Catholic. Up the line, and bodies bouncing around. The center referee has been consistent in letting them play and certainly allowing for them to be there to be some contact. Soccer, definitely a contact sport. And there's some contact in the back, and that will draw the whistle and give the Lynx the restart here with 16:22 left. So West Des Moines Valley a perfect 18-0 season on the line. They're over on field 9, and they got underway half an hour earlier than we did, taking on 13-5 Muscatine in a 2-1 affair at the half. Waukee Northwest, the 4 seed, a 16-2 record against number 5 seed Ankeny Centennial at 16-3. This one is going to be kneed up but stays in play. It takes a header off of the links and goes out of bounds. Ankeny, the 3 seed, has got a 17-1 record. They're taking on 6 seed Pleasant Valley, coming in with a 13-5 mark. Again, that's scoreless with 28:15 left to go. And the 2 teams here, Council Bluffs Abraham Lincoln Lynx with a 15-3 record. Dowling Catholic Maroons 12-5 in their 18th game of the season this afternoon. Well, jockey and stay with it. Knocked out of bounds, and it will be Dowling Catholic ball. The winner of this advances to play at 3:15 back here on field 6. So for these 2 teams, whichever team comes away with a victory, almost 48 hours later would be the next game. 15 minutes shy of it. There's a ball played to Vander Werf, and she's quickly off her line and walks that ball into her hands. Dowling Catholic looking for a pass to the right side. That's picked off. Patton swings that to the left. Cutting back across, and we are going to have contact called against the Maroons. They will back up. The wind picking up and getting strong here. This is kind of going into the wind, and Anliker heads that away. Broken up and played deep, but nobody there wearing the royal blue and red. That caroms a couple of times before hitting the ground. Played over to the right side, not able to get there in time is Wrecker. And we'll have another IMT insurance substitution. Learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at imtins.com. Looking for an outlet is Council Bluffs Quammen. It's now Dowling Catholic with the restart and more. Stolen away by the Lynx. They'll play a ball ahead, and having to track it down is Bates. What was difficult on that play as Anliker blocks that attempt at a pass ahead by McGuire. What made that one difficult is the ball went over the head of Bates, and so as she turned, she lost sight of it and wasn't able to track it down in time. Here's Moore, and that is Dowling Catholic's Julia Moore playing it over to the left side. Played out of bounds by Liliana Bates, a freshman fullback. Up the line go the Lynx. And Hannah Schimmer, we've seen her primarily play the left side. They move her over to the right, perhaps seeing if they can find a little bit more real estate for her or a little softer defense. And to this point, Dowling Catholic looks just as strong on that side. Stepping up and quickly ending that scoring threat was Moore. Flicked on by Anliker into the corner. Wrecker will not get there in time. It's punched out of bounds. And Dowling Catholic with the throw-in, it's Moore. Down the line it goes. Wrecker. Looks like Abby Evers gets there first. Played last by Dowling Catholic. And we'll have a goal kick with 11:15 left to go in a scoreless first period. Obviously, the two squads with a lot of success, particularly a team like Council Bluffs, Abraham Lincoln. I would say that as the game goes on and remains scoreless, it tends to favor the teams that have tasted defeat more often, that know that they can get into a dogfight. Sometimes you see those teams coming in with the 17-1, 18-0 records, and as the game goes on for a long time and remains scoreless, it can cause the teams that have gotten to this point of the season with relative ease to panic. There was a great through ball and great timing there as Jasmine Martinez Rangel made a cut and a run that they found her through a sea of traffic and somehow got the ball almost right to her at the 18, defended by Dowling Catholic, and it will be a Kruger Seeds corner kick, the first of the game. It's a right-footed in-swinging kick that is handled from the top of the box and popped out. Next time you're in need of corn or soybean seed, give your local Kruger Seeds dealer a call. Kruger Seeds, first-class seed, first-name service. Learn more at KrugerSeed.com. That's KRUGER Seed.com. And we thank them for sponsoring all the corner kicks for the tournament. Recker stays with it and really uses her foot to fight off Abby Evers. Evers looked like she was going to get a clearance. Brocker gets a piece of Anlicker and slows her down, but not enough to warrant the stoppage and the whistle. 9:20 to go. No score between the 2 seed Council Bluffs Abraham Lincoln Lynx and the 7 seed Dowling Catholic Maroons. Anlicker feeds it to the outside. Recker goes back inside, looking for a shot and getting too much on it. That one is going to go up and over the crossbar and deflect off of somebody's minivan. Inside at 9 minutes left to go in the opening 40. Still looking for our first notch on the score sheet. Still no score between the next opponent for one of these teams, Ankeny and Pleasant Valley. Still 1-1 between Waukee Northwest and Ankeny Centennial. We'll have a throw-in coming the way of the Lynx from that far sideline. It's turned over immediately and then turned right back over. They'll play it up the channel, and running on is Shimmer, centering pass for Bates. Stolen right back. McGuire gets in a dogfight. It ends up settling down for Anlicker, who gives a long pass ahead. And good job there by the fullback, who was starting to lose her footing. Anlicker. That's stripped away. Here's Brocker. Brocker with a long pass up the line, and nobody there. Gipple with an easy play. 7:40 left in the first. It's turned over. Passed back. Chipped up to McGuire. McGuire cuts inside. Left-footed shot. And now it'll be run onto by Martinez Rangel. Left-footed shot right into the keeper. Gipple gets low, had the knee there in case the hands weren't sound. And Anlicker cuts outside with a nice move to get around Quayman. They'll bring it back, looking for a cross. And it's poked away. Defended well by the Lynx. They'll look to go in transition and counter. Looking for an outlet. Martinez Rangel. She'll just hold on to it. Why not? And stepping up at the right time was Patton. She didn't come up with a steal, but it allowed an errant pass, and Galloway was able to clear it. 6:35 left to go. No score here between Dowling Catholic and Council Bluffs. We are in the first half. Centering pass, poked at, and a diving play by Liberty Bates. She was able to flick that mid-air, but sent it off target. And That's a really difficult play to strike that with the right foot because you'd almost have to hit it on the outside, not the inside. And it's almost unfortunate for her that she hadn't stepped with the opposite foot right before that and would have had an opportunity to chop it down with the left and cut it back to the other side of the goal. Inside, Martinez Rangel with a look to feed it right back for Haley Santon. From the left side, centering pass, and the Maroons in possession, looking for options. They'll switch over. Shoulder down, but that leaves the ball for Anliker, who had it stripped away. Quammen feeds it ahead. Tracked down by Bates. Bates cuts it inside and quickly exited by the Maroons. Anliker heads that down and off of a Lynx player. We've had 35 minutes expire, 5 minutes left to go in the half. Another IMT Insurance substitution. Learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at imtins.com. Throwing back to Anliker. And Brocker with a nice play to get that out to midfield. Tracked down by Sarah Moore. She's switched spots as now it's Chase Flory. And I'm not 100% sure that's not because of Council Bluffs electing to move Hannah Schimmer over to one side. Played out of bounds by Patton. And we'll have a restart coming for the Lynx by means of a throw-in, but another IMT Insurance substitution. Substitutions all tournament long, brought to you by IMT Insurance. 4 minutes left to go in our opening half. Bates goes inside to Santon, and Schimmer was pressured there by Galloway. They'll cut it back. Find Santon. Turned over, the Maroons. We'll give it right back. They cut inside. And Martinez Rangel touches it just before it goes out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in. And Ella Anliker, the sophomore, with 12 goals, 2 assists. That 12 goals is one off the team lead of 13 by Meredith Schultz. Brought up from the opposite side, knocked out of bounds. And we'll have a throw-in coming for Dowling Catholic after another IMT Insurance substitution. Head coach Robbie Miller giving instruction to his Lynx squad. Kelsey Cheney and Madison Sola, the assistant coaches for Council Bluffs. For Dowling Catholic, John Pearson, the head coach. Dennis Tapman, Adam Williams, and Doug Eichholtz, the assistant coaches. A restart for the Lynx on the ground after a foul called. Sent out wide. Looking for a centering play. There's a collision they fight through. And knocked out of bounds by the Lynx. Under 2 minutes to go in our opening frame. Deflected off of the throw-in. We'll have a tangle up, a foul called here. And this goes against Council Bluffs, Dowling Catholic. With 90 seconds to go in the half, trying to come up with something late. They'll play that forward to where the free kick will be taken from. Now down to 80 seconds when it's struck And skims, not quite inside the box. Cutting out to the right side, looking for a shot. It will be played to the side, but not out. Looking for a cross. Body's banging in the corner. Played up the line. The Lynx looking to counter. And a throw-in for Martinez Rangel. Tripped up, and with 40 seconds left, the Maroons will have to get back and defend. Keep an eye on Piper McGuire here on the on the short side. That's deflected onside, and right into the keeper's hands. Timing that run perfectly was Hannah Schimmer. She got a deflection on, and Gipple swallowed it, giving up no rebound, which likely, had she left any remnants there, would have been put into a gaping net. Kept in. We got 10 seconds left in the half. This one will go out of bounds. A throw-in upcoming for the Lynx, but not much time on the clock to do anything with. 3, 2, 1, and that is how your first half will come to an end. The 2 seed Council Bluffs Abraham Lincoln Lynx and the 7 seed Dowling Catholic Maroons in Class 3A quarterfinal matchups. No score after the first half. So we will take a quick break. We will come back and give you a look at the first half, and we will end up having a winner-take-all second half here in state tournament action. You're watching the Iowa Girls State Soccer Tournament presented by Iowa Farm Bureau on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company.
We are so much more
than an energy company.
We are connectors.
Community protectors.
And clean energy leaders.
We are
Job creators.
Friends and neighbors.
Stewards of your dollars and savings.
Yes, we.
We are so much more.
We are the energy
Behind your everyday.
And we are
Obsessively.
relentlessly.
At your service.
It's Fairway Family Food.
Name one reason more people choose to shop at Fairway.
Lower prices.
Name something that Fairway is famous for.
The best meat in town.
Survey says!
Don't play games with your food. Shop Fairway for the best meat in town.
With lower prices and higher quality, everyone's a winner at Fairway.
Until next time, this is Fairway Family Food.
In Iowa, we all play by the same rules. Hard work pays off, practice makes perfect, success is something you earn, and teamwork helps us all be winners. The Iowa Pork Producers Association is proud to support statewide high school athletics. Because on our team and on yours, what we bring to the table is what brings us all together. Learn more about our commitment to Iowa at iowapork.org.
I hear you're looking for a great college where you can get an affordable education. SWIC is the place for you.
I appreciate the personalized attention.
And I've gotten to meet people from all around the world.
The SWIC student housing is incredible.
I like SWIC's hands-on training.
And I'll start my career in 2 years.
I can schedule my classes online or face-to-face. SWIC feels like a community, like family,
like home. SWIC is a place for you.
Here in the heartland, at the heart of everything cool, Greater Des Moines is more than its features. It's a feeling. A feeling of discovery and wonder everywhere you turn. Catch what you've been missing. Des Moines, the S's are silent, our city is booming.
And welcome back. You're watching the Iowa Girls State Soccer Tournament presented by Iowa Farm Bureau and the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company. My name is Eric Zamora, doing the play-by-play. Randy Nielsen, our engineer and producer, and Jeff Stark, our camera operator, for this Class 3A state quarterfinal matchup. And when we take a look at the numbers, obviously not a lot to break down as far as offensive opportunities, although we did have one that came oh so close, not once but twice, as the Council Bluffs Abraham Lincoln Lynx were able to bring the ball up from the right side, and getting a shot off was Hannah Schimmer. We'll take a look at the replay here. They're able to feed it up to her, and she just creates separation, wastes no time, gets that shot off, and then it looked like Piper McGuire was going to be there to slam it home off the rebound. But they say in both hockey and soccer, the goalpost or the crossbar can be a keeper's best friend, and it certainly was there. As for Dowling Catholic, that ended up careening off the correct side, although it's not like it hit the post and then went further away. It actually centered it. Almost ended up being a wall pass right to McGuire, and McGuire did get a foot on it, but she was quickly converged in on by the Dowling Catholic Maroons. The Maroons defense has been the definition this afternoon of bending but not breaking, and they have kept their squad alive. We do have scores to bring you from around the tournament. In fact, the Class 1A and 2A quarterfinals are already finished. The number 1 seed, Davenport Assumption, despite it being a 1-8 matchup, was taken to the limit by Centerpoint Urbana, but Davenport Assumption moved on with a 1-0 victory. That's also how Nevada, a 5 seed, defeated Bishop Heelan 1-0. Des Moines Christian, the 2 seed, knocked off Van Meter 3-1. And in an upset, the number 6 seed, Underwood, doubled up Dyke New Hartford 4-2. In Class 2A, Dallas Center Grimes showed why they're the 1 seed and now 20-0 in the season. They cruised past North Polk 5-0. Cedar Rapids Xavier with a 3-1 victory over Spencer, CRX, the 5 seed, Spencer, the 4 seed. We thought that when the game had gone final, they had called it a 2-1 victory, but they actually credited a goal in the closing seconds to Waverly Shell Rock, a 3-1 victory over North Scott. They were the 2 seed, and the 3 seed Norwalk, despite falling behind early to Lewis Central, rebounded for a 3-1 victory over Norwalk. We have no score right now between Ankeny and Pleasant Valley. The winner of that game will take on the winner of this game. The Waukee Northwest Ankeny Centennial is the 4-5 game, and it looks like it's 1-1 with just under 30 minutes to play in regulation. And from Field 9, with 15 minutes left, we saw a score of Valley, that's West Des Moines Valley 3, Muscatine 1. And West Des Moines Valley is the 1 seed. They are looking to improve to 19-0 today, and a state tournament for them would require a perfect blackjack 21-0 record on the season. These teams all in quarterfinal action today. For those who move on, the semifinals are Thursday. For Class 1A, those games will take place at 10 and 10:15 in the morning. In Class 2A, 12:30 and 12:45, and in Class 3A, 3 o'clock and 3:15, which means the winner of this game will play at 3:15 on Thursday back here at Field 6. We will take another break, but we will bring you more action coming up. You're watching the Iowa Girls State Soccer Tournament presented by Iowa Farm Bureau on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company.
We are
We are so much more
than an energy company.
We are connectors.
Community protectors.
And clean energy leaders.
We are
Job creators.
Friends and neighbors.
Stewards of your dollars and savings.
Yes, we.
We are so much more.
We are the energy
Behind your everyday.
And we are
Obsessively.
relentlessly.
At your service.
I want a drink.
And I want this free. And I want this awesome ATV. I can't get enough
Of winning free stuff.
Casey's just gave me these. Cause we won the Casey's sweepstakes. The summer of freedom sweepstakes.
Shop with Casey's Rewards for a chance to win free pizza, gas, and getaways all summer long.
We won the Casey's sweepstakes. The summer of freedom sweepstakes.
Here in the heartland, at the heart of everything cool, Greater Des Moines is more than its features. It's a feeling. A feeling of discovery and wonder everywhere you turn. Catch what you've been missing. Des Moines, the S's are silent, our city is booming.
Sometimes people who seem to know everything
Dental insurance costs a fortune and it covers nothing.
don't. For instance, personal plans from Delta Dental cut the cost of many procedures in half. So be careful what you hear.
How important are teeth anyway?
Get the facts. Contact Delta Dental about saving with personal dental plans today.
Back here at the County Soccer Complex in Des Moines, Iowa, for the Iowa Girls State Soccer Tournament presented by Iowa Farm Bureau and the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company. And we are back underway, although the clock isn't. Now we're ready to go. It still was reading 8 seconds left in the pregame, in the intermission time. Dowling Catholic Maroons in the white jerseys. White numerals outlined with a thin, initially I said maroon, but I'm starting to feel that's more of a black. And then on the other side, it is the Council Bluffs Abraham Lincoln Lynx in the Barcelona-esque jerseys. Royal blue for 3/4 of it with a quarter kind of pinkish. There's a shot across, and it's in! What a start for Council Bluffs Abraham Lincoln, as just 43 seconds into the second half, they get on the board. We had a lot going on. We had Iowa basketball legends walking past. We were going over the uniforms, and a great ball that's played up and through, touched in, and a fantastic finish by McGuire. Now, in the half, we had talked about how Piper McGuire, the junior halfback, nearly had a goal off of a shimmer shot that hit the goalpost. And she starts things off. 43 seconds in with a goal. And Council Bluffs draws first blood in the opening minute of the second half. And we've got contact and fouls being called early on both sides. And that's probably best. There were times towards the end of the first half where players were starting to let get a little too aggressive and get away with maybe a smidge more than they should. So a reminder to both sides by the officials to keep contact to a minimum and hands to themselves. Stolen by Council Bluffs, and the Lynx with a long play to midfield. And again, we're going to have a whistle. This time it's going to go against Liberty Bates. Just over 2 minutes expired here in the second half. Headed down and picked up by Dowling Catholic's Canup. Bates gets a left foot in there and crosses to the side. It's McGuire. McGuire peels it back, lays it off, and it'll be played to the opposite side. Checking over either shoulder, and they're going to be able to advance by going backwards and setting up Elam. Megan Elam, the right fullback. They'll look like Jason Elam there, the former Denver Broncos place kicker. This is held on to by Brocker. Brocker has a player coming in Moore and is still able to get that kick through. Moore, this time it is Sarah Moore, plays it out of bounds. And now looking to get it back in, Elam. Elam walks it down the line. And her intended target there was Shimmer. Recovering at the last moment was Lexi Mayo. Big collision there. And floats it ahead. And there must be something about these jerseys, as we don't have a 4 listed on our roster. Passed over. The AR's flag up from the far side, and it's offside that will be called on Ella Anlicker. Getting back to that thought, we don't have a 4, a 14, or a 24 listed on the roster, despite the fact that we've seen all 3 of those numerals out there. We've figured out that 14 is Sarah Moore, 24 is Julia Moore. And not quite sure who number 4 is. That may be Meredith Schultz. We'll keep an eye on that, as I don't think I've seen an 18 out there. This is floated ahead for Moore. Trapped down by Brocker. Brocker turns. And I may have spoke too soon. Stolen away by Moore. And Brocker comes back quickly, tangles her up, and both players get up with a little bit of a look of disdain on their face. And the ball quickly down about a third of the way up the pitch. Floated inside, and Brocker gets a clearance. Trapped down, and coming up the left wing channel. Cutting back to center a look. That's flicked on and broken up. The goaltender colliding there with Hannah Shimmer. Dowling Catholic with a long play up for Moore. Headed away by Mayo. Tracked down by Canup, Petra Canup, a senior halfback. Plays it over the right side. 5.5 gone by here in the second. And most importantly, the lone goal of the game. Piper McGuire, her 12th of the season, and couldn't have picked a better spot to reach an even dozen. They'll lay it back, the Maroons. With pressure, and stealing it away is Bates. Centering pass, and cleared. But the Maroons a little bit too laissez-faire with the ball in their last quarter of the field. Centering pass, had a nice spin touch, broken up by Canup. Abraham Lincoln still with the ball from the left side. Crossing. Bates. And got a touch on it, but couldn't redirect it. Dug out by Schultz. And we're going to see that contact called. A little bit of a push off there by Elam. And she will retreat as the Maroons now with a free kick. They will back up the ball, however. Official says that it was kicked in a little bit too far ahead of where it should have been. Now we're set. 32:54 left in regulation. When that is restarted off the forehead of Martinez Rangel. And stripped away. Who is it last off of? It will be a Kruger Seeds corner kick. We've not seen too many of those in the contest. The next time you're in need of corn or soybean seed, give your local Kruger Seeds dealer a call. Kruger Seeds, first-class seed, first-name service. Learn more at KrugerSeed.com. That's KRUGER seed.com. This will be a right-footed strike, so it will be swinging away from the goal line. They're set. And right to the keeper. High elevated cross that came down, would have come down crossbar level, a little bit on the back half of the net, but it never had an opportunity, as leaping up was Gipple. Played out to the right side. Brocker has time and space, and she finds a lane and tries to give Shimmer a ball to run onto, but a couple of bodies in white get there first. Anliker opens herself up, and that's where they'll go with it. Anliker fed by Knupp. Good communication there. Mayo could have gotten to it first, but she would have been facing the wrong way. Instead, she let Paige Brocker clear it, and they're better off for it. You hear a couple of players yelling, "Kick it out," thinking, so the ball had gone out of bounds. And it was played out of bounds because we had a player down. 30-51, so what you're likely to see here with Dowling Catholic being the ones intentionally kicking it out is the throw-in will come the way of Council Bluffs, and I would imagine they're just going to throw it down the line and give the ball back to the Maroons, who had it when the player was in need of a whistle. Can't see at this point who that is. That maybe Kate. It's 21 Abby Evers that is down. And sliding over to her side, Liberty Bates, who's going to help her walk off the pitch. 30-51 left to go in our second half. Council Bluffs Abraham Lincoln with the lone goal of the half and of the game. The two squads battling to move on to the semifinals, and awaiting them will be the winner of the Ankeny Pleasant Valley game. And that game is similar to this one in that we had no goals scored in the first half. They are just about to start half number 2. Meanwhile, over on field 8, it is Ankeny Centennial who's taken a 2-1 lead over Waukee Northwest. Looks like there's about 17 and a half minutes left in regulation there. 30-51 left on our stopped clock. And again, these teams will look to advance on to the semifinal game, which is at 3:15 on Thursday. We do have our first decision in the Class 3A quarterfinals. West Des Moines Valley, the 1 seed, has advanced with a 3-1 victory. They improved to 19-0 on the season. They will take on the winner of that Waukee Northwest versus Ankeny Centennial game, which, if the score holds, that would be Ankeny Centennial. And with the way the bracket is set up, if Dowling Catholic could come back in this one and Ankeny were to win in the 3-6 matchup, it wouldn't matter what happened in the Waukee Northwest versus Ankeny Centennial. We could have an all Des Moines Metro semifinals, but Council Bluffs Abraham Lincoln trying to disrupt that. There's a throw-in, and exactly what we're looking at. Council Bluffs just gives the ball back to the Maroons, and we're underway. Played over to the left side, flicked on by Anna 80. Brocker uses her left foot, advances it up the line, and Martinez Rangel tries to split the D. Now cuts back across, feeds one, and that's going to be headed out of harm's way. Right back to her. Martinez Rangel with a couple of stop starts. And now Brocker steps up, has Schultz to beat, and draws some contact. And we will have a free kick for the Lynx, as Schultz got a little handsy there. 10 minutes gone by in the second half, and the lone goal coming 43 seconds in to half number 2 by Piper McGuire. Struck well and scooped up on the one hop on the offering by Paige Brocker. She leads the team in assists with 17. She has 8 goals despite being a fullback, and you can see why there, as she's involved in the attack on free kicks. Cutting to the outside, staying with, and exiting it is Mayo, despite persistent pressure from Ella Anliker to Schultz. Schultz stays with it, stolen away, and getting in there was Haley Santon. They'll say last off of her, and now the throw-in coming from Sarah Moore. Getting tangled up, and we're going to have an offensive foul called there on Anliker, as taken down was Megan Elam. Brocker with the pink peach-esque hairband with the restart. Gets it up to midfield, and flicking it on from there is Bates. They'll give chase, but Dowling Catholic will get there first and play it to the left side. Stays in bounds. The Lynx looking to quickly turn it upfield and center. Overrunning it is a Council Bluffs player. That takes a deflection and punched out. Martinez Rangel has a player cut across her bow. Now feeds Brocker. Brocker. A centering attempt, but into a sea of white. Martinez Rangel back to Brocker. Brocker steps up, drills a shot attempt from downtown, and doesn't have any issues letting one go from that far out. Again, as we've seen from her in over a half, and as the numbers indicate, a Steph Curry-esque player that doesn't have problems letting shots go from far out. She knows that she's sometimes going to find the back of the net and sometimes going to take a friendly deflection or a rebound and set up somebody. That's how, as a fullback, you end up with 25 combined goals and assists on the year. Hannah Schimmer cuts inside to Bates. Bates, back heel, flicks it back, and then running in was Quammen trying to slam that home. A Kruger Seeds corner kick is the result of all that hard work. Next time you're in need of corn or soybean seed, give your local Kruger Seeds dealer a call. Kruger Seeds, first-class seed, first name service. Learn more at KrugerSeed.com. Right-footed in-swinging attempt. That one, last time we saw it go right to the line. This one goes more towards the top of the 18. This will be settled down and looking to feed it right back in. There's a drive by Elam. Sitting there for a moment, both sides fighting for it. That looked more like an offensive and a defensive line just trying to push that ball forward. And eventually that battle won by Dowling Catholic, at least to get it out of harm's way. It does end up being possession, Council Bluffs. That'll be Lexi Mayo. Mayo from the far sideline. Running start, tosses that one up. This is kicked back out. And Mayo will have another opportunity here in a matter of moments. Tossed in. Thought it was going to be headed away. I spoke too soon. A drill from outside, and it goes wide, and we have a goal kick. Hey fans, Central College has a tuition price less than $18,600. That means the college experience that opens doors for a lifetime is now more affordable than ever, and scholarships are still available. Apply today at central.edu. A little bit of a misstep there, but backed up by Elam. Now it's stolen away. Anliker with a good step to the right, then cuts back to the left. She'll get outside to the left and started to run out of gas, but feeds it ahead for Moore. Moore tangled up with Brocker. Brocker fights through the pressure and clears it down the line and gets it ahead for Shimmer. Shimmer gets tangled up, and the AR's flag goes up. We're going to have a foul called, and it's going to be a defensive restart. 24:15 left to go in our second half. Again, from my vantage point, difficult to see exactly what happened there. I can tell you this. There was enough that it looked like there was definitely going to be a call, and when in doubt, unless it's blatantly obvious, it's probably going to go against the offensive team. There's a takedown, and was it inside the 18? No, they say just outside, and that is a world of difference. If he calls that just inside, you've got a PK. Instead, you've got one at about the 19, but it's pretty centered. And here's an opportunity for the Dowling Catholic Maroons to get this game evened up. Ella Anliker, a sophomore, number 19, 12 goals on the year, a right-footed shot, and she looks at, right now it looks like a three-man wall. And the wall comes up big as they deflect it. She'll hit it back again. It will roll twice on the ground, and then letting that one go is Savannah Vanderwerf, the sophomore. Walks that one over the line, and a goal kick, but a big opportunity there for Dowling Catholic, and it goes by the wayside thanks to the Lynx wall putting their bodies on the line, literally. Still no score over in the Ankeny Pleasant Valley game. Meanwhile, all we've seen happen in the Ankeny Centennial Waukee Northwest game is time tick down. It's still a 2-1 affair over there. 1-0 here from Field 6 as Council Bluffs, Abraham Lincoln, and Dowling Catholic battling with one team able to advance to the state semifinals on Thursday back here on Field 6. And for what it's worth, the championship in Class 3A will be played over on Field 9. That is where all three championships will be fought for on Saturday. Blue comes away with it from the left side. Bates. Left-footed cross, and doesn't have enough of an angle to peel it back and keep it in play. That will miss on the short side, and with 21:35 left in regulation, we have another IMT Insurance substitution. Learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at imtins.com. Goal kick for the Maroons. They'll play it up the right side. Bodies start to pile up just shy of midfield there. It bounces off a couple of players. Last touched by White, a Council Bluffs throw-in. The Maroons played ahead, but Brocker there almost had too much of a first step. Recovers nicely, steals it from Anliker, and plays to the right side. Shimmer with it. Big first fake step, and that froze Anliker, her adversary. Stepping up, they're able to poke that away. That was Schultz. Now ahead to Moore. Moore looking to get some separation. And winning the battle is Mayo, and an offensive foul called. Mayo a little bit shook up on the play, and her teammates come over to her, and she honestly looks like, hey, I'm not worried about the contact at all. I just needed to make sure that I got to that ball first, and did. Surrendered a throw-in, but it ends up being a free kick because of the offensive foul called on Dowling Catholic. We're 5 seconds away from the halfway point of the second half. This one will get to the halfway line and just into Maroons territory. Schultz with it and chips it ahead. Tracked down by Council Bluffs' Liliana Bates. Poked ahead, Brocker looks over, Mayo pokes it to the outside, and Brocker with a left foot plays it up the field. Deflected from there. Brought back down by the Maroons. They'll play it to the right side, now go backwards to go forwards, and that works out. More on the long ball. Brocker is there, and she will turn it upfield. I thought that she'd been forced to play that out of bounds, but she keeps it in the field of play. Now the Lynx looking to counter in transition. They'll swing it over and knock down by Shimmer. Shimmer is able to feed that ahead to Bates. Bates cuts inside. Looking for that last touch on the shot, unable to, and now it's Anliker. Anliker goes to the outside. And again, feeds it into open space here, Schultz. Now, Mayo slides up and coming away with it now. Schultz gets tangled up there with Elam, and this is popped up and just out of our reach. Now, what I was going to say is the one thing that the Maroons didn't have in that transition was numbers. Yes, they were starting to get some good position, but they only had 3 players in the vicinity, whereas the Lynx had about 7 back. Mayo breaks that up. Now a drive, and wasting no time, pulling the trigger, Ella Anliker. That one sails up and over the crossbar, and we'll have a goal kick for a restart here with about 18 minutes left in regulation. But first, we'll have another IMT Insurance substitution. Substitutions in today's match are brought to you by IMT Insurance. Learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at imtins.com. Brocker on the goal kick, right-footed clearance, goes up the left side, and some contact in the back noticed by the center referee, and that will shift everybody to our right. Brocker, little shy in midfield. We'll look to do it again. Into the left corner. A 50-50 ball, peeled back by the Lynx. Centering pass, Bates gets a head on it, and a second head, and it's in! Bates set that one up beautifully, and it is finished off, and the Council Bluffs Abraham Lincoln Lynx have extended their lead 2-0. Let's take a look on the replay. A great feed across, and Bates pops that one up and finished off there. And the time of the goal, 22 minutes, 42 seconds. Or rather, 62-42 for the game, 22-42 for the half. And that is Jasmine Martinez-Rangel's 5th of the season. This one will be played in and the netminder. Vanderwerf will settle it down, walks it to the top of the 18, and punts this one over midfield. McGuire, the first goal scorer for the Lynx, plays it up the left side. Out of bounds, and we will have a throw-in coming up for Council Bluffs. McGuire with the first goal. Martinez Rangel with the second. both making strong cases for themselves as the Casey's player of the game. We'll have that for you before our broadcast is complete. Staying with it is Anna 80. And we're going to have a stoppage here with 16:05. I believe this is the goal scorer, Martinez Rangel, who is down. Can't see her numeral from here. Yes, it is indeed. 16:05 left to go, and thanks to her header moments ago, her squad now enjoys a 2-0 lead. Over on field number 8, Ankeny Centennial still on top of Waukee Northeast by a score of 2-1, although that game started 15 minutes prior to ours, yet they're only about 3 minutes ahead of us, so they must have had some stoppages or maybe didn't start on time, although I feel like those times have gotten closer to each other as the game has gone on. Meanwhile, still have no score between the 3 and the 6 seeds. Ankeny and Pleasant Valley, they have 25 minutes left in regulation, and the winner of that game will take on the winner of our game. Good to see Martinez Rangel able to get off the field with help from her coaching and training staff. And we will have a throw-in for the Maroons when we resume. 12-5, Dowling Catholic's record on the season. 15-3, Council Bluffs, Abraham Lincoln. And Martinez Rangel now off the field. The center ref says play on. Down the line it goes. And cutting back across was Anlicker. And quickly, Council Bluffs gets out of the area. And Shimmer comes away with it. Right-footed cross going from right to left. And looking to run onto that was, I believe, Allison Smith. Sent over for Bates. Bates, right-footed shot, and it's blocked. She gets back to it. Feeds it to McGuire, who drives one up and over the crossbar. Council Bluffs has been dialing up the pressure, and we saw a lot of it in the first 40 minutes. We've seen even more here in the second. 15-15 left in regulation. Another IMT insurance substitution. Learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at imtins.com. Goal kick to get things going once again. And getting creative there, the Dowling Catholic side using their back to slip that on. And here's Anlicker. Anlicker with some separation. Fires the shot. Diving over to make the stop is Vanderwerf. Ella Anlicker electing to one-time that instead of touch it once more, perhaps trying to catch Vanderwerf off guard and expecting that the goalkeeper wouldn't think that she'd be shooting right away. And Vanderwerf came over, held onto it, and makes the big stop. We have a defensive foul called against the Lynx with just over 14 minutes to play. The Maroons, with an opportunity here, expect them to play this a little bit more aggressively than were we in the first half, or were the score in their favor or even. Chipped up to the 18, headed away by Mayo. Comes right back to Patton. Patton heads it down, runs onto it, looks for a cross, and fed it back for Moore, but a little bit behind her as Moore had issues getting back to it and adjusting. They'll swing it to the outside. Dowling Catholic feeds this ahead to Moore, offside. I don't know if that was Moore or if that was Anlicker that they put the flag up for, but either way, if either one of them was off, the linesman there will make that call. 13:20 left to go, 2-0. Council Bluffs leads. Both goals coming in the second half. Stepping up and booting that forward was Elam. And we have a player get tangled up. It's going to be a foul called against Abraham Lincoln. And that will back things up and give the Dowling Catholic squad an opportunity to try set something up with a restart. It's headed by Elam. Anliker centers ahead to Schultz. Schultz has a player on the outside. With it now is 80. 80 centers and swept away by Quayman. Running onto it is Shimmer. Shimmer feeds that ahead, tries to go to Bates to the outside. Run onto by Moore. Moore plays that for Anliker. And she has some space ahead to Moore. Tracking it down is Moore. She has Brocker to contend with. Brocker just uses a left foot and makes the conservative play. She will cede a throw-in with less than 12 in regulation. We'll have an IMT insurance substitution. Learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at IMTINS.com. And again, you'd expect that often with as warm as it is out here. It looks like we have a final with Ankeny Centennial advancing past Waukee Northwest 2-1. That means West Des Moines Valley and Ankeny Centennial is one of the two semifinal matchups we'll have here in Class 3A. The big girls class. The other matchup, Council Bluffs, Abraham Lincoln trying to finish off Dowling Catholic here. Over on Field 7, Ankeny and Pleasant Valley. Still scoreless with under 20 minutes to go. No problem for Vanderwerf. She dispatches that and gets it deep. Ankeny tries to go up the right side. Some contact there by Quayman, and the official, Johnny on the spot, blows that dead. This will be a Maroons free kick. Patton, and popped up by Trista Baker. She left her feet to get her head on it. Tracked down by Canup. She'll go outside and swings that over for Moore. Moore goes to 80. Back to Canup. Schultz tries for Canup. It's stolen away by McGuire. Piper McGuire feeds that ahead into the box, and Dowling Catholic quickly punches it out. Less than 10 minutes left in regulation. Dowling Catholic trails by 2. And they will use this opportunity for an IMT insurance substitution. Learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at IMTINS.com. 9:35 left. They bring it up the left side, does Abraham Lincoln. Centering pass, chested down. And Anliker is pressured, feeds it over to the left side. 80 up the line to Moore. Moore with Mayo to contend with. And actually helping out was Kane from the backside. She'll end up coming away with it. She's pressured and turns it over to 80. 80, centering pass. Broken up by Brocker. Schultz. Looked like she was looking to pull the trigger there, but didn't get a clean touch on it. Quayman feeds it ahead. And McGuire kicks it out to the left side, unable to track it down. 8:45 left in the second half. Restart down that far sideline. Maroons on the throw-in. Canup wastes no time, tries to get that back into the feet of Schultz. And right now, the Lynx are content to just clear when they can. Canup had that one roll up her body into her hand and is whistled for the touch. Paige Brocker, senior fullback, from pretty close to the center line. And she can get this deep. I anticipate that's what she's going to do. Floats one up the left side. And a left-footed strike by Hannah Schimmer. Gobbled up by Gipple. To the right side they'll go. Left-footed pass to Schultz. Stripped away. Solid defense by Baker. And that was Quayman with a nice move there to make it look like she was going to touch it immediately and kind of freeze her opposition. Brought down by Santon. Torso down. A little bit of miscommunication there by Dowling Catholic for a moment, and the Lynx nearly capitalized. Anliker turns with it. Kane shadows her. Ahead to Moore. Big first touch, but she gets back to it. Feeds it over for Schultz. No, running on is 80. 80's not going to get there in time. Kane withstands some contact. And it's going to be not a throw-in, but some contact by 80. That will allow the Lynx to put it on the ground and kick it. And who else but Paige Brocker to look to play this deep. 6:39 left on the clock when she hammers that. Off the head of Moore, out of bounds, and once again, an IMT insurance substitution. Learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at imtins.com. Sometimes you'll see games where every opportunity the team with the lead will make substitutions. We really haven't seen that in either game today. The teams have pretty much been playing it on the level and just getting bodies in because they need to. 6:05 left when it is tossed in by Elam. Takes a deflection and will stay in possession of blue. They're looking to put the hammer down, or at least try to keep it at this end of the field and milk the rest of the clock for what it's worth. Kane breaks that up and then fighting to come back. I believe that was Aubrey Sandbothy. Hard to see the numeral from here. 5.5 left to go in regulation, and once again we have an IMT insurance substitution with 80 coming out. Learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at imtins.com. Schultz turns inside. One touch deep play and cleared out by Brocker. Couple of steps, fed back to the right fullback, and Anliker tangles up Elam, and we're going to have a free kick. Brocker plays it deep and headed out by the Maroons. They're finding themselves at the wrong end of the field for a comeback. Mayo will come screaming in to take the throw-in. And once again, another IMT insurance substitution. Learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at imtins.com. Time slipping away for the Dowling Catholic Maroons. Still no score in our Ankeny Pleasant Valley game. That one's got 12.5 left in regulation. That one slips around, but once again, Brocker is there. Brocker comes charging in and probably didn't do too much there, but it looked bad because she not only had her hands up, but then in the collision, her momentum kind of carried her. So if anything, I'd say that's a good call, more of a reckless play than a dangerous play. It will come to her, and she'll go inside with the easy pass to Piper McGuire. A foul called against Dowling Catholic. No, it's just a 50-50 ball. And that one is tossed more the way of Brocker. They'll peel it back. fending off her adversary. This is chested down by Anliker. Anliker slowed down by McGuire. Hands off to Schultz. Schultz checks over her shoulder and feeds a pass ahead to Moore. Here's Moore. Drives to that backside. Knocked away by the keeper. And it's still loose. No. Gobbled up. And we have a player down for the Maroons. Brocker walks over to check on her. Look to help her up. And with 2:47 left, we'll have a stoppage with the player down. Again, a 50-50 ball, but making sure that one of those doesn't end up in the back of either team's net. They drop it just to the keeper. 2:35 to go, and I have a feeling as soon as this one wraps up, you're going to see a sea of fans head over to Field 7 to try to watch the end of that one. This is a ball played through. In for Schimmer. Schimmer cuts it back, left foot, and scores! Hannah Schimmer pulled that over with her right, patiently took the time and struck that ball so hard that even though the goalkeeper, Emma Gipple, got a piece of it, wasn't able to send it off course and rips it off of her hand and into the back of the net. Let's take a look at this one. A great ball fed up through. Schimmer runs onto it, cuts back, and then fires. And getting a piece of it with the left hand, but not enough, was Gipple. 77-42, time of the goal. And remember, this game had no goals scored in the first half, but we have seen 3 scored here in the second. And for Hannah Schimmer, she reaches number 42 on the year, and that blows everybody on her squad out of the water. McGuire and Bates have each 12. Evers and Bronker have 8. So she's got more than the next 4 on her team combined. Cutting back across. And with 70 seconds left, a shot blocked as Bates looked to let that one go. This will be played up to Moore, and Moore looks ahead, looks for a centering pass. Mayo had that one roll up on her and slow down as that was played back by Allison Capola. And Bronker, who else? Feeds that ahead to Schimmer, won't get there in time as it's instead stolen away by Knupp. Bates with a pass over to the left side. Flicked on. And stepping up to advance it is Liliana Bates. Now over for Liberty, her sister. Liberty goes outside to Schimmer. 22 seconds left. Cross to that backside. Headed, but that will keep it heading to that far side. That's going to go out of bounds with 13 seconds, and the Council Bluffs Abraham Lincoln League supporters already know it's on the way. It's just a matter of the countdown. 3 seconds left, 2, 1, and a final in quarterfinal action. The number 2 seed, Council Bluffs Abraham Lincoln Lynx. The 2 seed improved to 16-3 on the year, 3-0 victory over Dowling Catholic. We will step away in a matter of moments. We do want to hand things off as we will have a presentation here, so we'll keep an eye on when that's going to happen. Quickly, we'll try to get in a scoring summary. With her 12th of the season, number 18, Piper McGuire, scored the game-winning goal of the 41st minute. Then it was a goal scored by Jasmine Martinez Rangel, the 63rd. And for good measure, the insurance goal, Hannah Schimmer gets a goal in the 78th. we'll hand off the broadcast and take a listen in as they give the announcement congratulating Dowling Catholic for advancing to the quarterfinals and Council Bluffs for advancing to the state semifinals.
Congratulations to head coach John Pearson and the Maroons from Dowling Catholic on an outstanding 2022 soccer season. And Council Bluffs Abraham Lincoln fans, your team advances to the Class 3A semifinals at 3:15 p.m. Thursday, June 2nd on Field 6 versus the winner of Ankeny Pleasant Valley. Thanks for your attendance. Safe travels.
All right, so a 3-0 victory for Council Bluffs Abraham Lincoln. And who will the Lynx face? Well, we don't know as of yet. 8-12 left to go in that one. We will take a quick break. We will come back, give you any updates we have from that 3-6 matchup, and also hand out the Casey's Player of the Game. Again, a final here from the County Soccer Complex. The Council Bluffs Abraham Lincoln squad advanced 3-0 over Dowling Catholic. You're watching Girls State Soccer presented by Iowa Farm Bureau on the Girls Union Network powered by Mid-American Energy.
I want a drink.
And I won this free. And I won this awesome ATV. I can't get enough
of winning free stuff.
Casey's just gave me these, 'cause we won the Casey's sweepstakes, the Summer of Freedom sweepstakes.
Shop with Casey's Rewards for a chance to win free pizza, gas, and getaways all summer long.
We won the Casey's sweepstakes, the Summer of Freedom sweepstakes.
Sometimes people who seem to know everything
Dental insurance costs a fortune, and it covers nothing.
don't. For instance, personal plans from Delta Dental cut the cost of many procedures in half. So be careful what you hear.
How important are teeth anyway?
Get the facts. Contact Delta Dental about saving with personal dental plans today.
And back here at the County Soccer Complex, you're watching Girls State Soccer presented by Iowa Farm Bureau on the Girls Union Network powered by Mid-American Energy. We just saw a Class 3A quarterfinal game go final. The 2-seed Council Bluffs Abraham Lincoln defeated Dowling Catholic by a score of 3-0. That improves Council Bluffs to 16-3 on the season and drops Dowling Catholic to 12-6. Well, we had a number of players you could take a look at for our Casey's Player of the Game. 3 different goal scorers, and Savannah Vanderwerf pitched a shutout. But because of that shutout, we're actually going to go with number 37, Paige Brocker. Brocker really set the stage on both sides of the pitch. Really, anytime the Lynx found themselves in a precarious spot in their own end, she seemed to be there not only making plays, but a lot of times directing traffic and making sure that everybody was sound and positional. In addition to that, while she didn't end up with any assists, she had a number of times where she nearly could have, and was a big reason that they were able to keep the ball moving the way they wanted to, and offensively and defensively really was the straw that stirred the drink. We will see this team back in action on Thursday at 3:15 back here on Field 6. They will take on either 3-seed Ankeny or 6-seed Pleasant Valley, and that game is going down to the wire. 5:07 left in regulation, still no score in that contest. So we do not yet know the Lynx opponent. In fact, a lot of their fans heading over that way to watch how that one ends. But we are so glad that you could be a part of this one. On behalf of myself, Eric Zamora, Jeff Stark, our camera operator, and Randy Nielsen, our engineer and producer, we thank you for joining us. In fact, we're just seeing with 4:40 left, a goal scored over in that Ankeny-Pleasant Valley game. And it looks like Ankeny has drawn first blood with just 4:40 left in regulation. We thank you for watching our live coverage of the 2022 Girls State Soccer Tournament presented by Iowa Farm Bureau on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.